Surprisingly, Tharamghoul is there amongst all of you. This sphere of energy emanates from him, surrounding all of you. Who amongst you speaks Infernal? A wall of fire erupts. 25, natural 20.
Well, wise old man.
That's right.
After fire comes the fog. Right. This thing's gonna cast a fog cloud. Watch out, everybody!
Hopefully that didn't crush your plans.
No,
but
all of your judgments are good and perfect.
Cool.
You never do anything wrong.
No, seriously. Greetings, and welcome to Crucible of Fate, Episode 16, Part 1. I am your host and killer DM, David Carter. We have a great show lined up for you today. 6 very experienced players, and they're all bringing some interesting characters and some things we haven't seen yet on the Crucible. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Before we do start the show, I just want to mention that in the video description and in the comments, you'll see some links to some important things that you should check out. First one is the website, which has the process to how to become an applicant on the Crucible of Fate. Also, the rules and the format of the show are there for you to look at. Second, there's a link to our Discord, which is an amazing D&D community. If you're looking to meet other people that love to play D&D, we've got a ton of activity happening on the Discord, and it really is a great community, so please do join it if you're interested in finding other like-minded individuals. And finally, if you are enjoying Crucible of Fate, please consider becoming a patron. The link to Patreon is in the video description. All right, with that, it's time to meet our contestants for tonight. Okay, up first, we have JJ.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm JJ. I live in Wisconsin, US, and 20-year Army veteran. Now I work for the Department of Veterans Affairs, doing some more interesting official business. Played D&D off and on for years, ad hoc DM while I was overseas a few times, and finally got back into a campaign locally with the Witchlight series. So we're in the middle of that. I actually get to play tomorrow with my team, so that'll be nice. We've had a break for a few weeks. Outside of that, yeah, I've done a few games with the Discord. Really do recommend it. It's been a great community. That's actually how I got into it. Was trying to find a team, and Dave reached out, and we started talking, and he said, hey, come check out this thing we're building. And everyone has been awesome. Really encouraging. I've gotten some good recipes from some folks, and also had some great advice and banter about questions I've had with D&D and think tanking. So really excited to be on this, and hopefully we'll see. Like everyone else, I hope to survive, but the dice will tell the fate.
For sure. Well, welcome JJ, and thanks for your service, and looking forward to playing some D&D with you today. All right, up next, top center, we have Brett.
Hi, I'm Brett. I've been playing D&D for off and on about 10 to 12 years. I'm from Ontario, Canada. I play casually every week with a group of friends, DM a game, and play any game. I'm just here for a good time, hopefully a long time. Other than that, I just look forward to playing some new people and getting some new community involvement going on. So I think that's it.
Stuff. Welcome to the show, Brett. Okay, over on the right, we have Nick.
Hi. Yes, I go by Nick Beat online. I live in Berkeley, California. I grew up in LA. Back in the day, I wanted to be an actor, and I played a lot of D&D even back in the 80s. And this isn't my first game show. I was on the dating game once. And now I'm just an old nerd. I play with my friends from college. We've been playing together off and on, for 30 years. And I was also part of a group called Mystic Midway. And we had a whole series of shows that we put on during the pandemic when nobody knew what to do with themselves. So you can find that on YouTube, Mystic Midway. And that was a really great group of people. I really enjoyed that, and it really inspired me. So yeah, I've been playing all the games. I played 3.5 forever, and I'm doing 5e now, which I really enjoy. Yeah, I don't know if I just love the game. I love meeting people. I've really enjoyed Crucible of Fate. Been playing here for a little while with some great GMs and players, and everyone's just like really, goes hard on the role play, which is rare. It's hard to find. I think a lot of people are kind of meta about everything, and I really appreciate the scene we got here. So good luck, everyone.
Good. Well, thanks very much, Nick. And I've only been able to drop in on a few of the games that you've been playing in, but yeah, it's a very active server, and I'm glad that you found a home with some people that share a like-minded play style. I know that can be tricky with D&D.
Yeah.
All right, so moving down to our bottom row, we have Casey.
Hey everybody, I'm Casey from Northern Virginia to south of Washington, D.C. I've been playing D&D since the 80s when I was a little kid. I had the red box a couple of times. I bought it. My parents were like, what's this? Nope. And I went back out and bought it again. So we played it a bit. It was great. Then when I got into college, my buddies and I were playing 3.5 for a really long time. A couple of really great campaigns. Once got killed by a closet, so that was always fun.
I was going to write that down, actually.
Yeah, it's really good. It was a mimic closet, 3 crits in a row, and automatic death for me, so that was a lot of fun. Then recently I've been playing with a great group out here in DC. Dave was on their Tabletop and Beyond podcast, is where I heard about Crucible of Fate. And it sounded awesome. As soon as I heard the podcast, even before the podcast was over, I sent a note. I was like, hey, I want to be a contestant. Sign me up. And here I am.
Here you are.
Really excited to play. It's fantastic to be here.
Yeah, man, it's great to finally have you on the show. I know we planned to get you on an earlier one, but schedules didn't line up, so it's fantastic to finally have you here. Welcome, man, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, bottom center, Alex.
Hey everyone, Alex here from the biggest, smallest state of Providence, Rhode Island in the USA. Technically, I guess I've been playing since 2nd edition, but I'll let you be the judge because I got the 2nd edition handbook from my friend's older brother literally 2 months before 3rd edition came out. So I regret him making me buy this handbook, and then all of a sudden 3rd edition came out. So I've been playing since 3rd edition and have been loving it ever since. I recently, like Nick, during COVID, put some stuff together online with running a show called the Consortium of Daring Adventurers, or CODA Incorporated, and it involves people that have sign language in their life or deaf parents, and I also do things with American Sign Language as well too. So I'm trying to find that synergy between sign language role-playing games and bringing up unique stories for unique communities. So I'm glad to be a part of this. I think it's a cutting edge thing as well too, being a part of a competitive thing, and it's awesome to add to the canon of Dungeons and Dragons lore in our own way. So good luck to everyone, and I look forward to the competition.
Thanks very much, Alex, and happy to have you here. I know we've been chatting since about February, and good to finally have your episode come up for Crucible as well. So I hope you have fun. All right, last but not least, we have Albini.
Hey guys, I'm captain on the local fire department on Hornby Island in British Columbia on the west coast of Canada. I'm a farmer, blacksmith, landscaper, and father of 4 kids. I'm playing 5th edition Drakenhain campaign with my 20-something-year-old kids weekly. Started to play when it was called Advanced Dungeon and Dragon, and I called it AD&D for many years. Even when I started playing 5th edition after a long time raising kids and not playing, I was calling it AD&D. Anyhow, I'm really thrilled to be playing as a player because I've been DMing for many years now and not getting a much chance to play. So thank you to Killer DM and the Crucible of Fate. This sounds really cool. I've watched a few episodes, and I'm looking forward to play with you guys.
Good stuff. Well, a final welcome to all of you, and best of luck. As you know, only 3 of you can survive episode 16. We'll be doing part 1 tonight, which means by the end, one of you will no longer be with us. I wish this were not the case, but this is how I made the game. And as much as I hate to say goodbye to new friends and D&D players, this is how it's got to be. So good luck to all of you. Just make sure that you're not the one to disappear tonight. All right. We are going to just jump to the trailer, and after that, we will be picking things up in the Fate's Hand Tavern in character. See you guys in a minute.
It's time. Bring them. Offer them riches, offer them glory. I don't care. Just bring me their souls.
As you wish, Master.
Yes.
You think you have what it takes? Every roll can mean life or death. 120 contestants. Who will survive? Who will win? It could be you. This is high stakes D&D.
As consciousness returns to you all, you become aware of the now familiar dim blue light that denotes the beginning of the next episode of the Crucible of Fate. Looking around while still suspended, you can see that there are now more empty slots from where fellow contestants used to be that have now been eliminated. You notice Dregs standing still in the center of the contestants' circle. He already has the scroll pulled out, and he's looking down intently at it. When I call out your names, you are part of the group for tonight's episode of Crucible of Fate. If it is you that will be competing, keep in mind, you can trust only yourself. You may find that there are those that would call themselves allies of yours. I warn you, take this with a grain of salt. It would be a shame to see any of you stabbed in the back and betrayed by those that you would rely on. Protect yourselves at all times. And don't run. Don't want to have to hunt down another one of you. First up, Zurich, Hendrik Alabaster, Sparky Whittleshins, Varkin Halcyon, Ruzzy Mulfoot, and Izera. You are the contestants for the Crucible tonight. And as he calls out your names, you feel whatever magical energies that are suspending you within the contestant circle begin to give way, as you are at first slowly lowered down towards the floor and then drop the remaining inches. As you steady yourselves and just kind of take in the environment around you, the contestant circle seems to fade upwards and away and is replaced by the dim torchlight and the stone and ancient wood of the Fate's Hand Tavern. You immediately become aware of the 1,389 sets of eyes that are now fixed firmly upon you as the eyes of truth begin to assess your appearance and soon any of the words that will leave your mouths as you begin this adventure, making your way through this crucible of mortal competition. Dregs turns slowly and waves with his hand, if you would all follow me. As he begins to just take a couple of steps in what seems like a random direction, you just feel the Fate's Hand Tavern shift around you a bit. And out of the corner of your eye, you see moving through the shadows a glowing pair of red eyes, much taller than the average human, about 10 feet up in the air at this point. It's hard to see the form within the shadows, but as this form breaks from the shadows into the light, the familiar form of Thurmgul appears, just over 6 feet tall, dressed in his dark blue robes, silver trim this time, dark hair and a dark, finely kept beard. And he opens his arms in a gracious gesture. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to the Fate's Hand Tavern, and welcome to the Crucible of Fate. I am very much looking forward to seeing how the games unfold this evening. And by the look of you, you are a very diverse and eclectic group. I have high expectations for you all, as do the eyes of truth. Please do not disappoint. I fear after the last episode I must once again ratchet up the difficulty of what you would face. I grow weary of the successes of those that have come before you. It's starting to make me look bad, to be honest. I can't have that. So let us get to know each of you a little better, shall we? You each have 2 minutes to introduce yourselves, and we will begin with Zuruk.
So what you see is a 7-foot tall bugbear, an orc, goblinoid-looking creature with gristly, short, red hair, very wiry, over black skin, and you can see quite a few scars over his body. If you look closely, you might be able to see the one along his neck. It's very subtle, but prominent. Long pointy ears over a smushed nose with fangs going both up and down, protruding out of his jawline. His frame is lean but muscular. You see also he's wearing kind of it looks like someone scrapped together chain armor, but very nicely. Some chainmail shirt. It's all very darkened, like he smeared soot or a bunch of mud and such all over it. On his back is a shield, very similarly very dark and coated in some sort of substance, but a normal looking shield from what you can tell. On one hip is a crossbow, and on the other is a quiver just stacked with arrows, bolts. And then he has a stack of bowls and spears and various just long instruments on his back. Can't quite count how many there are, but he just stands upright and kind of stretches, looks straight at Thurmgul, and then reaches in and pulls some meat out of his teeth and flicks it. And at this point you hear a muffled sound, and if you weren't paying attention, you didn't notice the two heads that were hanging with wide eyes, very actively looking around off one of his hips behind the quiver. And he just smiles and nods to everyone, but doesn't say anything.
So you've brought some friends. Again, I wasn't aware this was a +1 type situation, or +2.
A gift from my god.
Well, a very generous deity indeed. Welcome to you, Zuruk. Let us hear from Hendrik Alabaster.
And much different from previous, a small, white, fragile man comes out with a beard nearly the length of his down to his knees, which is not far down for being about 5'6", balding on the head, covered in bright blue druidic tattoos, He comes across as a very friendly, welcoming soul. Very, very soft appearance. Walks through with raggedy clothes, barely leather if you consider it anything. And he's using a spear with a weird, kind of curved blade as a staff, or as a walking stick for him. On his hips, you'll see little pouches of perhaps just little trinkets or little bits of ingredients for spells. With him, he's also got a old rusted scimitar and a light hammer on his side. Probably very little use to them. Other than that, he comes in looking at even Theramgul with a smile, looking up, and asks Theramgul, "Do you happen to be part Goliath? I just met one of those recently, and they're quite big, just like yourself."
No, I'm afraid I'm not part of that majestic race. But may I ask, how old are you?
Oh, at this point, you kind of forget the numbers. You kind of watch the sun go up and the moon go up, and just you lose track.
Are you going to be able to make it through the games? I hate to judge you based on your age, but...
What are you talking about, lad? I'm strong. I've got the strength to do this. Perhaps not the strength of the fellow bugbear next to me, but I've got one last good adventure left in me. Put it there, and he'll reach out for a handshake with Theramgul.
You see Theramgul just kind of take a step back, and his hands kind of disappear within his cloak. I'm afraid I cannot make physical contact with any of the contestants. Would not want to make it seem like we are making some sort of deal. A handshake can have very serious implications in this place. I hope you understand and do not take any offense.
I completely understand. Well, Moon's blessing to you, Theramgul. I've got one last good adventure left in me. I know it.
I hope that your health sustains you. I look forward to being surprised, if not impressed, if you are to be my general. It may take some convincing of the eyes of truth. At any rate, welcome and good luck. Sparky Whittleshins.
Hey, yeah. You look at him, and he kind of is looking around the room with just childlike wonder. He's just sort of amazed and excited by all of this. He's very pale, blue hair, flecks of orange, kind of dabbling the tips. And one of his eyes, if you look closely, is almost cat-like. It's not like the other one. He shows signs of just oddness. It's difficult to tell what kind of creature he is. Maybe he could be some kind of halfling, but there's a lot of fae vibes going on. He's wearing a gray cloak. It sort of seems to blow in the wind kind of dramatically. And underneath that, he's wearing some very nice, clean-looking leathers and fine boots that sort of fit him, but he doesn't seem to really feel comfortable in it. The rest of him looks a little bedraggled outside of the fine clothes that he's wearing. Sitting obedient next to him is a very large light gray mastiff with a black circle around its left eye. And she's licking her paws and cleaning a bit of red schmutz from its snout. And he looks at himself a bit surprised, looking around and seeing the room with fascination. He draws a small dagger, kind of plays around with it, sort of tosses it about kind of haphazardly, just sort of, but it seems like it always seems to land in the right place. And, he's just kind of having fun of it. It's almost second nature. And he looks around and he says, "Wow, this sure is a fancy place. What am I doing here?" And he looks over. "Is this another test?" And he kind of looks up over at Theramgul, kind of looks around at everyone else, and smiles.
Welcome, little one. And in fact, yes, this is another test. Have you undergone many before?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's been my life. I don't know. I can't even count. I think I was getting. I don't know. They said if I did this right, I could be free. So maybe I'll be free soon. Yeah?
It's true. If you survive, you will be free, to an extent. Perhaps a lot more freedoms, but some obligations as well. Does this suit you?
I guess so. Can I go home someday?
That remains to be seen. Perhaps.
I hope so.
Well, in the meantime, make yourself at home here within the Fate's Hand Tavern. Feel free to relax and wander about. Varkin Halcyon.
As you all look to see Varkin, first thing you notice is large green and gold looking rock on the ground. When you look closer, it's actually Varkin kneeling in prayer. You can't really hear what he's saying. He's talking very low, very kind of mumbly to himself. But as he stands up, to his full 7'9" height, see emerald green skin, scales, golden eyes, his body covered in scars and tattoos, each blending into each other, as if the tattoos were put on to cover and enhance the scars that he had across his body. He picks up his sword, shield, and the rest of his splint armor, and walks to each and every one of you. Looks at each of you in the eye, measuring you carefully. Walks to the Mastiff, kneels down, puts his hand in front of the Mastiff to get a good familiarity. Looks at each of you and goes, "Why are you here?" This is called the Crucible of Fate. But is it fate that brought you here, or your choice, or the choice of another? I don't believe in fate. I believe in action and consequence. My actions, your actions, will help us succeed or fail. There is no fate except the fate we make for ourselves. So make the wise choices in what you do. And as he finishes speaking, he turns to look at Therangul, bows, and as he comes up, "Lord Therangul, thank you for this opportunity."
You're very welcome, Varkin, and your words are very appropriate and good to hear, for indeed it is your actions here tonight that will determine your fate, whether you believe in it or not. From this point on, everything you do and say will have consequences, and all of it is on you. Razi Malfut.
When we're first introduced to Razi as he enters in the tavern here, he's dropped in that sort of black-blue shadowy fog with a flump. Things go scattering everywhere. Clink, clink, coins, a dagger, paper, scrolls, and he's face first already on the ground and gets up and he already has blood dripping on his nose and his mouth. He's got like a black eye. He's wearing a little pinstripe vest and what looks to be a nice silk shirt, but it's totally greasy, stained. It maybe was purple at some point, but now it's almost black. It's so soiled. And he has a pork pie hat that he picks up off the ground and it's punched through as if like the hat's just completely ruined, and he's like looking through and starts going through his vest, and he notices his pocket is a hole in it, and he pulls out a gold chain, a pocket watch, but the watch is missing. He's looking around. You guys are gonna have to pay for this. I don't want this. This is one prank I can't imagine in my life. It's okay when you got ha-has going on, but when you start messing with a man's stuff, that's when it gets personal. And he starts going around picking up all of his things and puts it in his pocket, and it like falls through the empty hole. He picks it up again. He's got a pouch and daggers, and he's just kind of doing his best to put it all away. But whatever semblance of organization he had, it's gone in this transportation. As he starts going through, being led towards Theringool, and everyone's walking, he sort of like zigzags and looks around. Zigzags again. Just doesn't have any regard for anyone's travel path. So sometimes he trips up the dog and he trips up the dragonborn. And as he gets there, and he takes the first initiative to go up to Theringool. I had a gold pocket watch. You gonna pay for that? We'll see what happens.
How much was it worth?
It was very expensive.
Insight check. I'm just kidding.
Do you want me to do roll that?
No, I'm just kidding. Welcome to you, Razi. I apologize. I don't mean to offend, but you seem like a bit of a kit explosion here. If you lost something along the way, if you're to survive, I will replace it for you. I give you my word. Huh?
And as a man of little stature, he's a gnome with brown hair, a little soul patch, and he's got, like ruffled up skin, and he looks up to Theringool, and height means no difference. And he's like, you better be a man of your word. Kind of steps back into line. He's wearing a gold ring with like a red berry on top of the ring. It's like some like as if it was ripe red berry on a bush, but it's mounted on top of his ring. And he's just manipulating it as he falls back in line, looking at Theringool.
You will be a very interesting contestant to keep our eyes on. Good luck to you. Izera.
Izera's a young Gitsarai. She's got slim-looking feature, very pale yellowish skin, sometimes with greenish, brownish tattoos, proudly displaying an angular face with deep-set eyes, a bit of a flattened nose, and pointy ears. The hair color's red with maiden dreadlocks. She approaches and looks around to contestant and to the crowd. Locks eyes with Theringool. I appreciate being taken away from where I was. I don't know if this is a safer place, but I hope to have a chance to be free again, like the little one over there. Freedom is important. I tend to have mine back.
Well, if this is a safer place than where you were, I'd hate to visit where that was. At any rate, you can indeed earn your freedom down here amongst the Crucible. The Abyss is nothing if not a place to unleash your innermost desires and wants. It is through your own strength of character that you will determine your path down here and what may come after the games have ended. So welcome to you, Izera. And welcome to all of you, my contestants, for episode 16. At this time, I will step back into the shadows and give you 5 minutes to talk amongst yourselves. Just keep in mind that this may be the last conversation that you have with other living beings in your life. For once we start Hunter and Hunted, one of you will not be returning. So even though this may be a polite introduction to fellow contestants, keep in mind that at some point, one of them, at least one of them, will kill at least one of you. Okay, 5 minutes. It begins now. Proceed.
So, what brings you all here? Me? Doing some time. Nothing unusual. Just checking out a new slammer, a new place. And I'd like to meet a new crowd, build a network. You know, we Mulfoots, we got quite the family. I'm sure you guys got some family you must be fighting for. The old big green gold rock over there certainly brought up a good point. Why are we here? I'll answer that. Doing time, not a big problem. I'll get through it, no problem, as best I can, but they're already taking their licks out on me before we even start. Spitting up blood and, rough, trying to straighten out his vest. These guys are already playing dirty, so we better stick together, because they ain't for us. But me, Ruzzy, I'm for you.
I don't know if you've ever met any mind flayers, but yeah, they are the one that messes with us.
Zurich adjusts his pouches on his bandolier a little bit, and kind of slaps one of the heads that's murmuring a little bit too much. You realize the mouths are covered. He just kind of smiles at both of them.
It's nothing compared to death. Some of us have already tasted it.
I like you.
Got some spunk.
A little bit.
They say it tastes bitter.
It
Death.
tastes like nothing.
Death comes in all flavors. Death comes in all flavors. Whether you deal it, experience it firsthand, or watch someone else die. Let me tell you this. It's better to be on the giving end than the receiving end of it.
I can tell you, I've been on the receiving end for a really long time, and I don't know, this is pretty great. I mean, I've been living in a cage for years. So, this is just another test for me, and well, you all seem like such nice people, and I'm really excited. I hope we can all get along.
Short Stack, tell us about that cage.
Oh, well, it was a nice cage, paper on the floor and all that, and me and Lump, he gestures to the dog. We're family, so, we get along real great, and we've survived, and, well, I think we're going to survive even longer if, and I know you all seem like you know what you're doing here, so I'm going to follow your lead, okay?
I'll make you a promise, Sparky, right now. I will not let you see the inside of another cage, one way or the other. Living in a cage is not a way to live.
Or die.
Or die.
I don't know, big stuff. This thing, we might be in a cage without bars, so your words are all fancy and all, but you gotta open your eyes.
Zurich kind of looks at him again. He already raised his eyebrow at Sparky, and he glances up towards where the eyes of truth are. And in his mind, he thinks about a different room he's seen before while watching everyone else. And he's just curious if the room shifts or if they're locked in the tavern.
What room do you think about?
I was going to think about like the Hall of Doors.
Like the gated gallery, like where all the portals are?
The gated gallery, yeah.
Give me an intelligence check, please.
Nope.
5. So as you start to think about the gated gallery, just for a split second, you see the torches on the wall of the Fate's Hand Tavern just kind of flicker just a little bit, and the stones just shift. And then you see Thermgul's head just kind of like snap up, and he looks around and looks intently, and everything just goes back to the way it was. And he shoots a look towards the bugbear for just a moment before lowering his head once again. And I'm going to start the time.
So as soon as that happens, Zurich just looks right back at Ruzzy and smiles and nods.
With all this going on, Hendrik could probably stumble his way up to Varkin and, hey there, big guy. What was your name again? Varkin? Nice to meet you.
Looks down. Call me Varkin. Varkin.
Varkin, sorry. And I'll stick a hand out for a handshake.
Varkin looks down, grips your hand tight, and shakes it hard.
Oh, quite a grip you have there. Can you please let go, Harkin?
Once you say the name right.
Varkin, sorry, Varkin. Sorry.
There you go.
Nice to meet you, Barkin. Moon's blood.
He looks at Barkin, lets go of the hand, but looks at it, make sure he doesn't do any permanent damage.
And
You'll be fine.
Yeah. And when you let go of the hand, you'll see there's a maple sap candy in your hand. That's for the trip.
Thank you. He puts it in pocket.
I don't know about the rest of you, but when you're moving through here, you get the munchies. Just a little bit of snackishness.
And
Sparky wanders over to Zaruk and just sort of stares at him like in amazement. Doesn't even say a word. He's just gobsmacked by this amazing bugbear creature that he's never seen before.
Razi goes next to him.
And when you're doing that, Hendrik would speak up. I think that's one of them half bear folk things that I've seen around before. I don't remember what they call them, Borkins?
I have to interject here, guys. That is the end of your 5 minutes. Is there any last comment that anyone might want to make that perhaps hasn't spoken that much? I think it was fairly even, but Izera, is there anything else you want to say?
Oh, I guess in my description, when you guys look at Izera, the person looks androgynous, like you can't tell whether it's a male or female. But then again, maybe you haven't seen a lot of Gitzerai, so just thought I'd put that out there.
Very well. So this ends our 5 minutes of free conversation. I hope that you all found it useful and have gotten to know each other a little bit better. As I've mentioned before, this, however small degree of familiarity between each of you just brings me that extra bit of joy when you have to kill one another. It is time to move on with things. So, before we get to our intermission actions, I would like to take this opportunity to review the items from the gift shop that remain from the last episode and the new ones that have replaced those that were purchased before. You see the Fate's Hand Tavern dissipate away as the display cases and shelves of the gift shop apparate around you all. And floating within those display cases, starting with Tier 1, you see a pair of finely made gloves. Additional material fills the space between the fingers. So on each of the hands, you can see that the material goes up to about here, leaving just like a little bit at the tops of the fingers. The palms and pads of the fingers are also, they seem to be fashioned from a rubbery, ridged material. The second item within Tier 1 is a beautifully cut and highly polished agate gem. Within Tier 2, you can see a wonderfully detailed staff, the head of which has been carved to depict that of an aggressive-looking snake. And second, you see a potion vial that appears to contain a syrupy liquid that looks like liquefied iron. And finally, in Tier 3, the first item is a rusty iron sphere, 3 inches in diameter, that appears to be fashioned out of many bands that give this spherical appearance. So it's not a solid sphere, it's more like a metal sphere comprised of a bunch of rings that are fashioned together. And lastly, a mote of energy that shifts its form into any type of armor or bracers that enter your mind. Flames appear to burn within the moat, and wisps of smoke emanate from it, slowly rising up. And there you are, folks. These are the items contained within the gift shop. I hope that you find them interesting and perhaps will want to peruse my wares or perhaps make a purchase. This is certainly one of the options available to you during your single intermission action before Hunter and Hunted begins. And now, we must determine the order in which you will take your intermission actions. Any questions before we do the rolls?
Where will we actually go?
Where will you go?
Yeah, like when we're all quarantined off from one another, are we like in a pocket plane out of the dimensions? Are we in like physical cells down the hallway from each other? Or
so the tavern kind of turns into this weird demi-plane where the stone and the wood still remain.
How much stone and wood?
As you're concentrating on the walls, they seem to shift around quite a bit. It's like a wide open rectangular room. You can see everyone, like all of the contestants are within sight, except for those that kind of disappear as their turn comes about. They're all visible to you. I mean, you can walk up to them. You just have to keep in mind that you can't cause any physical harm to anyone within the Fate's Hand Tavern. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you can't, although you can walk up to them, something prevents you from being able to communicate with them, as you have to be able to take the parlay action in order to speak with people. Okay, so we'll start with the intermission action initiative. So first up is Zurich. 6. Hendrik. 13. Sparky.
16.
Varkin. 11. Ruzzy. 12 for Ruzzy. And Izera. 24. Very well, the order has been determined. The rest of you, please, make yourselves at home. Pretend you are sitting comfortably in your own house for the next little while. I will begin with Izura. Greetings, Izera. What would you like to do for your intermission action?
I would like to make some friends with a little one, in which we may have something in common.
Oh, there are 2 little ones. You may have to be more specific. Do you mean Sparky?
Okay. Sparky. You've read my mind. How did you do that?
Secrets, huh? Greetings, Sparky. You have been summoned to a parley circle by Izera. Do you choose to accept the invitation or refuse it?
Sure.
Very well. In that case, Izera, you have 3 minutes and it begins now.
Dear Sparky, I have to say, I believe we have something in common. I've been prisoners for some years now, and I think we can both agree it's not an ideal situation, and I personally would like to find my freedom again, like you. I would like to hope that we can perhaps cooperate to, how can I say, I take one bar, you take the other one, and we create a space big enough for both of us to get out of this place alive. What do you say?
Sure. I mean, me and Lump will stick together with you. You know, maybe let's just stay close and watch out for each other, you know?
Perfect. I will, I'll give you a little tap in the back. But not with my hand. You feel a little tap in the back. And I will, yeah. So, I say, yes, I'll watch your back.
All right, sure. I'll do the same. Mostly I try to stay out of trouble. So, you know, I might be hiding. You might not see me, but I'll be careful. And I'll be keeping an eye on you. And, you know, we always got Lump here. So, you know, if anything goes down, he might be able to pull us out of the brink. You know, I'm real sneaky. I'm pretty clever. And I've been through the ringer. I know how to do some of this stuff. I used to go through these trials all the time, like I was being tested my whole life. So I'm feeling like I can really help you out. I know a few tricks, maybe some surprises. I got a few nice things that I could use. So what can you do? You look like you know how to fight.
Yeah, you can see Azura's got a couple of swords, a shield in their back, a long bow, and I say, and I too know how to hide in the shadows. So if you don't see me, it doesn't mean that I'm not there. I'm probably just getting a good look at how to keep you alive.
Well, that's great. Me and Lump keep each other careful, but we don't know much about this whole big world. So, I'm real glad you reached out to me. That's awful nice.
Good. Well, looking forward to stay alive with you.
All right.
Okay, gentlemen, your 3 minutes is up just now. Hopefully the messages were conveyed adequately. I will see you both shortly. Greetings, Sparky. It is your turn now to do your intermission action. Do you know what you'd like to do?
Ooh. He looks kind of, excitedly like all the shiny things, and he looks to see the gem, and he's kind of excited about that. And then he sort of lands on the gloves, and he considers them.
You would like to go to the gift shop then? Very well.
Yes.
So as the shelves appear around you, and you are standing in front of the display case where the gloves are slowly rotating around, have you made your decision? Are you choosing to purchase these, Sparky?
Yeah, they look neat.
Well, as you'll see, with freedom comes consequence, and this purchase is not exactly free. But before we assess and determine what your consequence will be, do you want to keep these permanently or just for tonight?
Sure. Permanent.
Very well. In that case, I need a D20 roll, please. A 6. Shamed. This is a homebrew condition, so any charisma-based checks, so ability checks, are at disadvantage. Also charisma-based saving throws.
Alrighty.
Very well, then you are now the proud new owner of a pair of gloves of swimming and climbing. So while wearing these gloves, climbing and swimming doesn't cost you any extra movement, and you get +5 to your athletics checks for climbing and swimming.
He puts the gloves on and just sort of has a little fun with it, and starts trying to use them. Kind of climbing around. He tries swimming in the air, and it doesn't work. Of course, he doesn't float or anything. He wishes he could. And he nods thankfully. This is nifty.
Hey, no problem. There are plenty of other items here available for purchase if you are interested. The consequences are not so bad, huh?
No, that was nice. I mean, I've been living in shame my whole life, so...
I would say that's good, but that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm glad that it doesn't affect you too much.
I wouldn't be here without it.
Anything else, or you're good?
Oh, he's like looking at that gem, getting kind of interested in it. But I think, gosh, it's tempting.
Everything in the shop is extremely useful.
I can tell. He's gonna try the gem.
Okay. Would you like
Take my
it
chances.
Permanently or just for this evening?
Just today.
Temporary it is. So just to be clear, both the item and its consequence will be gone at the end of the episode.
right.
So for tonight, you have a luck stone. So while this polished agate is on your person, you gain a +1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws.
Nice. Takes the stone in his hand
And for your consequence, you are poisoned. So attack rolls and ability checks are at disadvantage.
Oh, the 8 sphere for that.
Okay, very well. 7. Frail. So your con-based checks and saving throws are at disadvantage.
I think I gotta take my chances with that.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm gonna mark
All right.
Frail on the sheet here. Things are getting a little more expensive, huh? Anything else you would like to purchase?
No, I think that's good.
In that case, Sparky, this concludes your intermission action. How did this freedom and choice feel?
Ah, gee. I mean, I've never really had stuff. You know, I mean, all the stuff I'm wearing, he just fitted me with this like yesterday, and I mean, this is amazing. I mean, I've just been living in rags, so I'm on top of the world.
Well, if you win this competition and become my general, you can have anything that you want, Sparky.
A general? Me? Ha!
Who knows? There are a lot of lessons to be learned in the next few days for you. I wish you the best of luck, Sparky, and I hope your new acquisitions are useful to you.
Me too. Thanks, boss.
Greetings, Hendrik. It is your turn for your intermission action. What would you like to do? Do you need a short rest already?
Oh, hey again, Tavern. Is that an age joke?
It was. I'm sorry.
You're a funny guy, Tavern. You're a funny guy.
I like to try.
No, I am good. I don't need any rest. You guys kept us trapped up in the weird spacey thing for a while. I think I'm good to go. I think it's time for some good, needed shopping.
To the gift shop, then. And as the Fate's Hand Tavern fades away, the display cases of the gift shop appear before you, and right away you notice that the 2 items in Tier 1 are both gone. However, both items from Tier 2 and Tier 3 still remain. Is there anything that catches your eye?
There's one thing still, and can you run me by what the items in number 2 were as well?
Sure.
Again?
So
my memory seems to have.
I understand completely. I'm happy to help. The first one is a wonderfully detailed staff, the head of which has been carved to depict that of an aggressive-looking snake. And then the second one within Tier 2 was a clear potion vial that appears to contain a syrupy liquid that looks like liquefied iron.
Okay. I would like to go about buying the orb in number 3. A weird metal banded orb.
Excellent. In that case, I need you to tell me, is this a permanent purchase or just for tonight?
Let's make it permanent.
Very well.
There's 1.
12. Gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh no. Okay, we'll keep that, I suppose.
Okay, just 1 second.
I'm an old man. I'm already exhausted anyways.
Alright, so that would give you disadvantage on all ability checks.
Yeah.
Okay. Next roll, please. 17. -2 int.
Okay. we can handle being a little less witty or a little less.
It comes with age. It's a natural degeneration of the brain.
It does. I don't like how passive aggressive you are towards my age, though. Thermal.
I will stop. I promise. Number 3.
Here's the lucky one. Oh gosh.
Number 6 is shamed. So charisma-based checks are at disadvantage, which you already have from exhaustion. However, your charisma-based saving throws are also at disadvantage.
Okay, we'll keep that.
With that nasty business out of the way, you are now the owner of the Iron Bands of Belaro. So you can feel free to add those to your inventory from D&D Beyond, but just for the folks at home, the essentials of it are that as an action, you can throw this small metal sphere at a creature, and it's a ranged attack roll, so your dex and your proficiency are added to it. If you hit, the target is restrained until you release them using the command word. They can try a DC 20 strength check to break out. If they do succeed on that DC 20, the item is destroyed. But if they fail, then they are unable to break out of it. I believe it's at least for a day, but it might even be... It's in the description.
I will take this object and use it to my benefit.
Excellent. Anything else you would like to purchase?
No, I think I've gotten fairly lucky with my rolls this time. I don't think an old man like myself can handle too much more burden upon my back.
I respect your decision. Thank you for your purchase, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Nice to see you, Thamgul.
You as well. Greetings, Varkin. It is your turn for your intermission action. Tell me, what would you like to do?
Oh, thank you, Lord Thamgul. It has been heavily on my mind of what I could do. I took a quick measure of the others. I think at this point, going to the gift shop would be my best action to take.
Very well, yes, some useful items there indeed. Follow me. And as he turns around, you see the Fate's Hand Tavern disappear from around you as the display cases appear. You note right away that the Tier 1 items are both gone. In Tier 2, they're both there. And in Tier 3, that small 3-inch metal sphere is gone. What are you interested in? Any of these items that remain?
In fact, yes. The ones that remain are of the utmost interest to me.
Good.
I will say the mote of energy. Tier 3 is probably the one that is most interesting.
Would you like it permanently or just for tonight?
Oh, if I thought about that for a while, I think permanently would be the best option.
Permanent it is. In that case, I need your first D20 roll, please. 15. -2 dex.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
$17.
-2 int.
I'm okay with that.
Last one.
I'm definitely not going to be the smartest character. 18.
-2 wisdom.
I'm okay with that.
Very well. No harm done, huh? So, with the ugly business out of the way, I will let you know that Whatever armor you choose, it is enchanted to be +1, and it is armor of the Ember Flame, so you are resistant to fire.
Thank you. You're very helpful in many of the rooms we've seen so far, and hopefully tonight.
Indeed.
There was also the potion you mentioned in Tier 2, Liquefied Iron.
Yes. Would you like to purchase
I'd be
it?
interested. I would like to purchase that.
And would you like this just to be active during Hunter and Hunted, or for the entire episode?
I would say the entire episode.
In that case, I need 2 more rolls.
Of course. 16?
-2 con.
That I would like to use a fate sphere. A fate sphere. Five.
Vexed. This is a homebrew condition. So int and wisdom-based ability checks and saving throws are at disadvantage.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Final roll.
Nine.
Blinded.
I'm going to use another fate sphere.
Okay, number 2, and go ahead and re-roll.
17.
Another -2 int.
That would make me down to 4.
You're getting close to not being able to speak. But hey, you can always find a way to get rid of these.
True. I think I'll speak that.
Okay, sounds good. Now that the consequences have been established, you have a potion of invulnerability. So you would have resistance to all damage. Anything else you would like to purchase, Varkin?
Not from the gift shop, but I was looking at this wonderful gift you provided for me. Gift of the Manta Ray, Cloak of the Manta Ray. I see so many wonderful possibilities, but very circumstantial, very situational. But I think I'll hold on to this for now. And if I make it through this next round, perhaps I'll visit again. But I think I am good for now.
Okay, sounds good. You're allowed to drink the potion now because it's free now.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go ahead and drink the potion.
Okay. Yeah, and you have the armor. I hope you find your purchases useful in the battle to come, Varkin. I know they took a toll on your brain. I hope that doesn't lead to your demise.
Maybe.
Not one for many words anymore. Should you survive to the end of the Crucible, perhaps I can help you out with your ailments.
Thank you.
Good luck, Varkin. Greetings, Zuruk. It is your turn for your intermission action. What would you like to do?
I think I'll look at the gift shop.
In that case, follow me. And as the Fate's Hand Tavern fades away and the display cases appear before you, you can see that the Tier 1 and Tier 3 display cases are empty. And within Tier 2, only the detailed staff in the shape of a snake head is what remains.
Somebody's been busy.
Purchases have been made. The consequences have been divvied out.
Very well.
And so, yeah, he'll just give a quick nod and smile a little bit, begrudgingly, but he'll smile a little bit. And then,
Interesting game. There are gold.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Kids, elderly, all for a general.
Indeed. It's entertaining as well, though. Are you interested in a snake-like staff?
Unlike some, I don't have to deal with magic.
It would still function for you.
Let's go and tempt fate then.
I'll go ahead and take it.
Very well. Would you like it permanently or just for tonight?
Just for tonight.
-19. -2 charisma.
Well, that's already shafted, so, I mean, I don't think I have a problem there.
Yeah. Ten. Lose 10% of max and current hit points. Rounded down.
Face hear that.
16 -2 con.
Think I can handle that, so.
Okay, sounds good. So, now that your consequences have been dealt with, this is a Staff of the Adder. So, as a bonus action, you can use a command word to animate the staff. And the staff, as an action, you can make a melee attack with it, 5 feet. I mean, you're a bugbear, so I guess that would extend it to 10. You'd add your proficiency bonus to the attack. Oh, actually, no, it's the snake that's doing the attack. So it's just a d20 roll plus your proficiency, so it would just be 5 feet. But on a hit, it does 1d6 piercing, and then they have to make a con 15 save, and if they fail, they take 3d6 poison as well. And it has an AC of 15 and 20 hit points because they can choose to attack it once it's animated. But if you turn it back into a staff, it regains all its hit points. Like instantly.
Before they kill it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they kill it, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah. Anything else you would like to purchase from the mundane items, now that my shelves are completely empty?
No, more for later.
In that case, your intermission action has come to an end, and I wish you the best of luck in the battle to come, Zurich. Greetings, Razi. It is your turn for your intermission. Sorry, did I disturb you?
I was just thinking, about my watch, about my hat, but this is your house, your rules, whatever you need.
I promise you, if you win, we'll sort it all out.
Right, I hope so. I got a list going on up here.
Understood. So, for your intermission action, what would you like to do?
Ah, yes. Well, thinking of incorporating an old Dreadhold strategy. I think I want to tap into some magic. You see, I want to send a little message in a bottle, if you will, to some of my fellow compatriots, my slammer mates, if you will. So, I'm going to get in touch with, I think, 3 key individuals using 3 of my message spells. What do you say?
So you're sending out some kites, I think they call it, huh?
Perhaps a little bit, if one would be so inclined. He takes a little bow as best he can without breaking eye contact for a little gnome.
Okay, so that is the cast spell, make preparations, intermission action. So you have cumulative 1 hour worth of spells that you can cast. How many messages would you like to send out?
Send 3.
Okay, who would you like to send your first one to?
Well, something about that big bugbear really got my eye thinking. I'm gonna send it to Zurich. I got a message right here.
Please, proceed.
So with his little fingers, he's pulling together some strings out of his vest and a little dust and blows it out into the distance. Hey, Zurich, I like you. You got presence. You got strength. I respect that. We need that in our time here. I asked once before, who are you fighting for? You must have someone on the outside you're thinking of. Who are they? You could tell me. Me? I'm fighting for family. The Mulfolds. You see, we're like the mulberry bush we've grown off of. Wide, spreading, and pleasant to have around. They are really filling fruit when kept close by. What do you say? You want a handful of mull to work with?
Nice. Okay. And your second message, who would you like to send that to?
Yeah. See, us little guys, we gotta stick together. The Sparky's the one I'm gonna send this one to.
Proceed.
Hey, Short Stack, I thought I should let a little fellow guy know. Old humans are unreliable. They tire, they forget, and they sure as hell break easy. Watch out for the old man. He could get you trapped in the cage again. Me? I'm betting on the old green and gold dragonborn to split a few heads around here. He's probably our team's best bet at tasting that sweet air of freedom. But both of them could fall victim to the madness around here. Let me tell you, I got some insight into the old slammer we're here in. The monsters can manipulate our minds, Short Stack. They make us see threats where there are none. They make us see horrors where the safety is. Watch the feeble minds closely. They could be the first one to bend, but us little guys, we got strong minds. We stick together.
You're preparing quite a little tangled web here. I like it.
Ain't no wicked web we weave, but the one we weave ourselves.
And your final message, who would you like to send it to?
Yes. I'm actually gonna message that old man, Hendrik.
Proceed.
It's the old strategy in Dreadhold, you see. Anyway, I'll tell you about it another time.
I look forward to it.
Hey, Hendrik. Yeah, you there, you old timer? Did I wake you? Is the bed warm enough? Is the light bright enough? I'm so sorry they have such a seasoned adventurer in a place like this. See, you don't deserve to be amongst us rabble. Please, take heart, though. What they do in lockups like this is they only make a man beg for death. They get under your nails. They get down to the roots in your head. Protect yourself from the pressures of the Crucible and the monsters they let loose around here. You may end up seeing weaker-willed minds crumble and crack, turning on any sensible course of action. I've seen it a number of times. This is why I hold a seasoned, wise man in high esteem. They're able to storm wall any flooding waters in their minds, you know what I mean? Give a Mullfoot a lifeboat in these storms, and the family will ensure you live on to see as many decades as you can, old man.
Well done. All right.
The deed is done.
Yes. I look forward to seeing how this is all going to unfold. You have mixed things up here. I appreciate that.
Well, we gotta stick together with who we can, and the other ones we just gotta let fall by the wayside. So, shuffle up a deck, dole out the cards, and see where they land.
Yeah, hey, you are dealing out the deck of chaos, and I am all here for it. Any other spells you would like to cast?
I'm not one for prayer, but maybe I'll toss a prayer out. I'm gonna cast Friends.
Okay. Who would you like to cast it on?
So I believe, it's up to 1 minute, so I don't know how much time I have here, but for the duration, I have advantage in all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. So it's like I'm holding this in my repertoire for up to 1 minute. So I would cast this as soon as we're done, and if there's time between, I'm trying to milk that 1 minute while we go into the next game. And if there's not enough time for that, then fine. But I'm saving it. I'm stocking it up for as long as I can.
Yep, so this would take effect right when you guys are all standing around the portal waiting to go in, because I'm going to give you all an opportunity to let others know what's changed about you since you last saw everyone, and then also you can...
Sure.
do your friends thing. So depending on how you want to approach this, and depending on how you roll in your initiative, you could either just say it out loud in front of everyone, or well, I guess you kind of have to.
It's somatic and material, small amount of makeup applied to the faces as well as cast. So I would if I could, I would cast it now and then concentrate for 1 minute as we're going into that thing.
Yep, that's fine.
And obviously, narratively and descriptively, that might be a very short chunk of time, even though it takes a lot of out of game time.
Yep, and so then if you're going to do any charisma-based checks, you could do it right there, or once you get into the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to save it up, and I believe this does apply if I were to use a fate sphere for any social roles. I would get advantage on that, right? Yep, I'm saving that up because I figure if once we get into hunted, it's hunted, it's going to be combat, and that's not going to take 1 minute of time.
Right. Yeah.
Typically,
it's about 30 seconds. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm banking on. So I can have this advantage throughout that whole battle if I needed to use it for a fate sphere at any time during that battle to do a social roll.
Yeah, just keep in mind though, they can only be used against other players, right? Other contestants.
The fate sphere social roll.
Yeah. You can't use it against the big bad.
Right. But I would get advantage on that roll.
Yep.
Can I stack spheres and make them have disadvantage and then use another one? Or is there like some time?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah. You can do it. Okay, that sounds good.
I think that's everything, yeah.
Good stuff. All right.
Tharangul, what do you serve in a place like this? What's chow time?
Oh, there is none. I guess maybe you were nodding off, but if I served food and drink here, that would alleviate some of the suffering, and I can't have that.
Well, I'll just have to live with my little mulberry ring here then. Hope to not have to chew on this little guy.
Little surprise there for people?
We'll see. See if the hunger strikes.
You're an interesting fellow, Rosie.
I've seen a couple things.
I hope you show us a few things.
If not, then at least it'll be a good story. We can tell it at the family gathering.
Now that your intermission actions have concluded, we are arriving at my favorite part. Well, my second favorite part, of course. One of you dying is the favorite. But picking the Lair, in which you will be squaring off against one of the denizens here that we have hired to be a part of our Crucible. Zurich, you are in the position in which we usually go to for selection of this creature. You could roll me a d20, please. A 3. A 3 has already been selected, so we will drop all the way down to number 9. I have been eagerly anticipating this number to come up. Tharangul turns and begins kind of floating towards the gated gallery. As he does so, the walls of the Fate's Hand Tavern disappear, and you find yourselves entering through the archway of the gated gallery. You can see the many rows and columns of monoliths that act as the portals to all the various places within the Crucible of Fate. And standing now before the Hunter and Hunted column, he stops and turns towards all of you. It is time to begin. So each of you will step through after perhaps saying a final word to the group and making any last-minute preparations that you need to make. Out of character, we're going to now roll our initiative for Hunter and Hunted, and we'll go same way we did it before, starting with Zurich.
Get him out now.
6 for Zurich. Hendrik. 19. Pretty spry for an old fella.
Oh, you can never count me out for my age.
Sparky. 15. Varkan. 3. Russie. 21.
Ain't nothing.
And Izera. 26.
More show off.
Okay, I'm gonna just put those into D&D Beyond.
Would anyone like a maple sap treat before we go in?
What's it do?
Well, just a treat. There's nothing magical. Tastes delicious, what it does.
I'll take one. It's good for you. You suck on something, it keeps your water going.
There you go.
Sure.
I don't eat it. I just hold on to it.
Getting Werther's from Grandpa before you.
Yeah.
So now, in initiative order, you guys have an opportunity to say something to the group or to Theringoul or the Eyes of Truth before you go in. And if there's anything different about your character, either from preparations or spells or purchases, whatever would be apparent, if you could let everyone know. We will start with Izera.
I just say, if for some reason you don't see me anymore, don't think that I'm trying to sneak on you. I'm only can sometimes be hard to see, and if I'm hiding in the shadows, tell yourself it's probably good because I can have your cover. I can back you up in case there's some problem.
And also, one thing I forgot to mention, if you could just state what is in your hands before you go through the portal.
So in my case, I have my bow in my hand.
Yep.
As I'm getting my as I'm stepping into the portal.
Russie.
Russie steps up, and you can see, some of his bruising. He looks like he's trying to cover some of it up with a little bit of skin tone makeup. Like he's trying his best to look presentable, but it's not doing great. He's wiping some of the blood. It's crusted, but you can see there's some makeup trying to cover that up too. And he looks out to the crowd, who's looking in. Hey, if there's any Mulfoots out there, know that your baby brother's going in. He aims to come out. I know I'm here with the rest of these guys, but I know some of these guys got my back. He's going around to certain people and just giving them a nod. And I'm doing my best to keep my stuff together. He's basically got his arms full of, papers and, rope and everything that just exploded. He seems to just continue to hold on to it as his vest pouch is still ripped, and he's doing his best to keep it all together. I'm not good with portals and teleportation, so we'll see how I end up on the other side. And he jumps in if he can.
Okay. Mechanically, though, what is in your hands?
Nothing.
Okay. Nothing and everything?
Yeah.
All at once?
I will say nothing.
Hendrik.
Hendrik would be walking up, putting definitely some weight on the spear in his right hand as he's pulling the shield up off his left hip and kind of properly mounting it to his arm. And you look at the group, it's well, I guess we aren't getting any younger, kids. Let's get in there. Good luck, all you. And he'll hop in as he's throwing the maple sap candy in his mouth.
Shield and spear.
Yep.
Sparky.
Sparky looks around at everybody and says, we're going to impress everybody. This is going to be a great show. And he's very positive and happy about it. He kind of looks over at everybody, and you'll notice that he's wearing some gloves, some kind of nifty looking, kind of freaky little gloves that look extra kind of grippy.
And then holding in his hand, he has a sling, which I think can look like a slingshot, just to play into the newsy kind of look. And then it seems like he has like a little crystal in the other hand, a little shard. And he says, "Here's mine, your eye," and then he gets ready to go.
Zurich.
Zurich just glances at the remaining contestants and gives a subtle nod to Varkin, just seeing someone of equal size, and doesn't say anything else. He just starts walking forwards. In his hands, he has his right is the shield, and his left is one of his spears. He put the lance away and now has just a simple spear in his hand and goes through.
Varkin. Oh, and before you go, Varkin, even though you guys we're doing it in order and people are jumping through, everyone hears what everyone says, just so you're aware.
Everyone looking at Varkin, you can notice that his armor has changed. The split armor is gone, and he has a different, heavier armor on. He looks ensures his shield in his left arm is tight. His symbols and sigils emblazoned upon his shield are there. His sword in his right hand. He bangs them together, looks around, nods. Therangul looks to the eyes of truth, holds his sword up high, in a symbol saying that this is my oath to fight. But he says no words and walks through.
As you all step into the portal, you immediately feel the grip of the shadowed hands as the darkness seems to grab a hold of you, pulling you towards your unknown destination. After an unknown period of time, the air begins to shift, and you can feel a coolness, not necessarily cold, but just cool enough to make you uncomfortable. The air feels empty and very old. There's also an unmistakable feeling of heavy tension in the air. It has nothing to do with you per se, just the ambiance in this place just gives you this sense of foreboding and an old tension. You find your feet upon natural cavern. So you feel loose stones underfoot. The walls are natural rock. Looks like it's been either just a naturally formed cavern or perhaps by some massive creature that has burrowed its way through. Surprisingly, you see that Therangul is there amongst all of you and just motions for you to follow him as you start to make your way down this natural cavern passageway. You notice him begin casting, and as he does, this sphere of energy emanates out from him, surrounding all of you. Just a moment later, like a wave of shadow smashes into the barrier, and you kind of see this shudder on the barrier as everything goes dark and shadow just seems to envelop the entire barrier. You hear the sound of claws on the outside of the barrier, and you hear the gnashing of teeth. Therangul just kind of turns towards all of you and just says, "The natives are a bit restless. Stay within my barrier, please." And you see his face shift a little bit. His eyebrows just seem to go a little more angular. His head, for a moment, gets a bit larger, as does the rest of his body. Horns come out from the top of his head, And you see these like sharp teeth within his mouth, glowing red eyes. And as he looks around, he kind of simultaneously waves his hand as this sphere of energy unleashes from him, separate from the protective barrier, and it impacts into the shadows that are now enveloping you. And you just hear him make a very primal, guttural noise, like, and it's so sharp and fast, it kind of catches you off guard. As he does so, the energy hits the shadows, and you can see it like retreat off of the barrier and like pull away. Not like light hitting shadow and it instantly disappearing. This is more like the darkness just retreats away. You can almost see the hands pulling backwards as the darkness fades back. Precautions must be taken in this place. Can you feel it? The severity of it all, the finality. As you continue to move through this natural cavern for just a few more moments, things seem to open up. And although that darkness is still present, it's now kind of hanging back. But when you look around, every once in a while you can see like a shadowy creature kind of break its way out from the rest of the shadow towards your group, and then just like skitter backwards, or it's pulled back. It's like the shadow itself is alive. The cavern opens up into a massive area. You see stalactites and stalagmites reaching towards one another, the ceiling hundreds and hundreds of feet high. These kind of like natural features shift into those of enormous pillars. And when you look closely, the pillars seem to be hands that have been carved that are reaching down from the ceiling, and there are others that are reaching up, and they kind of clasp onto each other's forearms. And there's dozens of these that seem to be holding this place together. And Tharamgul, as you're walking through it, just turns to the group and just says, I wonder what would happen if they let go. As your eyes scan these great pillars, they're drawn up to the ceiling. And as you all look up into the ceiling, you're surprised to see a scene before you. And you see three angelic-looking creatures, shaved heads, glowing eyes. And as they become aware of your presence, all three of them look up quickly towards you. And at that moment, the world kind of seems to shift, and you now find yourself on the same plane as all of them. Tharamgul just carries on kind of on a tangent away from them, but you notice that he looks over, and this lead angelic being kind of unfurls its wings and just is staring daggers at Tharamgul. Behind these angels, you see a set of scales, like merchant scales, but these are quite large and ornate and old. Lined up at the scales are hundreds and hundreds of beings that are waiting in turn to be measured and weighed. Beyond that are several portals. These angelic beings standing by the portals, holding halberds and wearing these helmets and breastplates, their wings too, just kind of like hanging down behind them, as if they're each guarding these entranceways between whatever place this is and other realms. You see the portals kind of shift depending on who's going through after being judged by this lead angelic being. And that's what this tension is all about. This place, somewhere within the realms of Oriah, this is where all of the souls go to be weighed and measured, and their eternal resting place of their soul determined here. Thermgul kind of skims across, not getting any closer to this spot, and you just see him like looking away and shaking his head.
Where I come from, we call this the Ways and Means Committee.
Cards and ways.
As Thermgul leads you away from this site, he kind of turns towards you all, breaking the gaze between him and the lead angel. As he turns your head towards you all, he says, "Zeneros, Palion's pawn. A bit too judgy for my taste." And then just turns his head back and just keeps walking. And it's at this point that you arrive at this, what looks to be an ancient temple, with several broken pillars, and then an enormous staircase 40 feet wide that descends down about 60 feet to these iron doors. Massive iron doors, 40 feet wide, but about 20 feet high. So they're just these like very wide double doors at the base of this stairwell. And as he stops and just looks back at all of you smiling, these great doors open up. And as they do, this wave of heat emanates out from the open doorway, and you smell sulfur, and you hear the sound of screaming and torment and just wails of agony. And you can tell that you are looking into the depths of hell. Suddenly, a massive creature lands at the entranceway and then lurches forward, its wide bat-like wings thrusting once, propelling it forward up to the top of the stairs as it lands before you. So as this creature propels itself up the stairwell toward you, it lands facing all of you. And you can see... Here, I'm just going to turn it around for everyone to...
Oh, gosh. Oh, hello there.
Hello, pretty.
Aren't you a pretty face?
So before you, you see a 15-foot tall fiend of some sort. It's carrying in its hand a massive mace. Its tail just kind of swishes back and forth behind it as these huge wings, now that it's come to land before you, it kind of crosses them over its body like a huge cloak. You can see it too has glowing orange eyes, horns, and sharp teeth from both the top and bottom of its mouth. And as it lands, it looks at Thermgul and gives like a fairly deep bow of respect. And then it begins speaking. And who amongst you speaks Infernal?
I do.
Okay, just give me 1 second and I will send you what it says.
I do too.
So as this creature begins to speak, it looks down at all of you dismissively. It holds itself upright, chest out, extremely proud, looking directly at Thermgul. He says,
"As less is more. Leave to the gateway. Sutkias Zain Yev."
and at that point, we will begin combat. So just for clarity, this is a cavern floor, natural rock. These are stone pillars. They do provide total cover as long as you are on the opposing side of whoever or whatever is targeting you. The rest of it is just kind of open space other than the 4 pillars. And we will begin with Izera.
Okay, I'm looking at the lighting for any sense of shadows I could run toward.
So it's all dim light in here. And then I would say anything on this half of the board, and I'll just put a black token here at the very back, just denoting that that's the side of the board, which is in shadows.
And who's who here?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll review that for everybody. So number 1 is Hendrik.
Oh no.
And you've got the Gandalf-looking mini with the blue base.
Okay.
In the number
Makes sense.
2 position is Izera, and that's the female rogue one right over here in the corner. Well, the mini's dual wielding, but that's yours. Then we've got Ruzzy, and the closest I have is a dwarf, so that's this one right here. And then we've got Sparky, which is the rogue miniature over here. And then Varkin is the paladin in the middle. And number 6 is Zurich, which is the bugbear.
Is it time for the obligatory "You shall not pass"?
Yeah, if Zurich stands on my shoulders, we'd be as tall as the creature.
Pretty much.
Which means we're opportune height for the midsection.
Exactly.
Okay, so Izera, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna start with my bonus action for Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to roll it. Anyway, so there, Hunter's Mark. I'm going to take cover from the pillar right to my left. Stay in the shadow there and peek out. I will say in Infernal, we'll see whose end it'll be. And I'll fire up one of my regular arrows.
With a 22 to hit, and that is enough. As you let loose your arrow, your aim is true and it punctures through his thick, scaly hide. However, it doesn't seem to do as much damage as you normally would expect.
Gotcha.
But go ahead and roll your damage.
There's a couple of things I'm gonna hit the roll, but I also have Dread Ambusher.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and with Dread Ambusher, does the creature have to be damaged already? Or is that the other?
No, you can speed. If you take the attack action, you can make one additional weapon attack as part of that action, dealing an extra 1d8 of the weapon's damage type on a hit.
Okay.
So I guess it gives me an extra attack. Sorry, so wrong.
Nice. Sorry, just read that out again. I thought it was just extra damage. I didn't think it was...
Yeah, I thought so, but now that I'm rereading it, if you take an attack action on that turn, being the first turn of each combat, I can make one additional weapon attack as part of that action, dealing an extra d8 damage of the weapon's damage type on a hit.
Sounds good. Let's deal with the first one first.
Yeah, with the Hunter's Mark, so it was regular damage was 8, plus I add 1d6 for the Hunter's Mark. A total of 14. So I'll make another longbow attack.
Yep. 16. This time the arrow goes wide, and so that one would have been where your Dread Ambusher damage was applied, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for Izera?
No, other than ducking back behind the column.
Got you. Yep, you're good. Okay, Ruzzy, it is your turn.
As we entered in this passage, in this chamber, and the heat's blasting all of us, and everything goes from a still entry to all of a sudden in chaos, you feel the battle is afoot, and Ruzzy's just taken aback, and he takes a misstep on some uneven flagstones. Oh, we gotta go, guys! And then all his stuff just clatters about. Coin, daggers, scroll case, papers everywhere behind the pillar, which is immediately then filled by his companion there who's come in, Izera, and I need my stuff, and he drops to his knees and starts scurrying around, starting to pick up all of his papers and all of his daggers. He's gonna drop down, crawl behind Izera, being in line with Izera and the pillar, and he's gonna take the dodge action.
Okay, when you say crawl, do you want to drop prone?
Yes.
Okay, so you're dropping prone and taking the dodge.
And he's scurrying around picking up his stuff.
Okay.
And he's gonna say to Izera, you mentioned some darkness and some shadow. Are you looking for something to help us all out? Do you need something shrouded in darkness? I will say that. I can't really get a response until your turn.
Yep. All right, so Hendrik, it is your turn.
This does not seem like a good scenario. I'm going to move about 10 feet up on a diagonal to the right side of that pillar. Yeah, right about there. There you go. And I want to cast a frostbite on this creature. And be like, hey, I think it's time for you to chill out.
Nice.
And I need a con 13 saving.
All right, so what's the spell being cast?
Frostbite.
Do you mind just reading out what it does so everyone knows?
Yeah, you cause numbing frost to form on one creature you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. Sure, how we get there.
32.
Yep.
Because it has a plus 13 to its con save.
Okay, so yeah. On that, I'm going to take another movement of using the rest of my movement to get behind the pillar towards the rogue. And keep myself out of line of sight with the thing.
Okay, so this will be 15, 20, and then you want to go 25?
Yeah, right over there.
Great. That's it for Hendrik. It is now...
Yeah, I'd probably just call out to him. It's like, this thing's going to be a little harder to deal with than we thought. Maybe exactly as hard as we thought.
And with that, it is the creature's turn.
Gosh.
You can see that it begins casting. And it looks towards Ruzzy. Cannot currently see him. Are you going to let him come, though?
He's let him come, like he's coming towards me?
He's looking in your direction and starting to move towards you.
I will use this Fate Sphere to redirect.
Okay, so Ruzzy uses his first Fate Sphere. I'm going to re-roll the target of this spell, whatever it is.
I think you're looking for somebody else.
As he now looks at Izera.
Just to let you know, in case that matters, if I'm in darkness, I'm invisible to people who rely on dark vision to see.
Yep. So the shadowed side is over here. It's a dim light area that we're dealing with right now. So you can just tell that he's starting to move in your general direction.
Right.
So you'll let him come towards you?
At this point, yeah.
All right, sounds good.
I'm used to people not being able to see me when I'm in darkness or when so I don't know he can see me.
Yep, got you. But just mechanically to make sure we're clear, is that dim light or darkness?
It says, while in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness.
Okay, yeah. So this is not darkness. This area is dim light.
Okay.
You can fly 60 feet.
Do I have any sense of what's this looks like coming at us? Is there the magic forming? I mean, maybe it's a little too much.
Yeah. Do you want to give me an Arcana check?
Yeah, sure. Oh, no, that's not gonna do it. Trying to determine if it's an area effect.
Although the somatic gestures from this creature are somewhat familiar, it's very different, but from what you can tell, it's a single target spell that's coming. And as it lands, it completes those somatic gestures as it casts Hold Monster. So I need a wisdom saving throw, please, Izera. 21.
21.
Nice.
That is enough to match the DC of 21 that this creature has on its casting. So as you feel all of your muscles starting to constrict and you get a momentary feeling of panic as helplessness starts to consume you, your adrenaline spikes and you're able to fight off what's happening with your body, and you're not affected by the Hold Monster spell. That ends the creature's turn, and we move now to Sparky Whittleshins.
Awesome. I wanted to clarify the walls on the outside. Can you get behind them as well, or are those considered borders?
No, it's solid wall. I just don't have enough
Gotcha.
barriers to close it off.
Okay. Well, this guy is getting real close, so he is going to go for a ride. He's got his little doggy. He can go 40, which I think is enough to get him behind that pillar, behind the demon, and I think that's dim light, yeah?
Yeah.
So move him, he should be able to move all the way to behind the pillar around row, 6 or something?
Okay, so you use half your movement to mount the dog?
Correct, yeah.
All right, so you're now mounted on the dog. Is there any action or bonus action you want to take?
Yeah, bonus action, he plans on hiding when he gets there. And for an action, he's going to create the illusion of a bit of rubble and rock behind that and hide within it with his dog. So they all kind of work their way hiding behind there, and also under the illusion of a minor illusion of a bit of rubble around there.
Okay. So I know once you mount a creature, its initiative follows yours.
Correct.
So just from sequential point of view, right? Yeah, I think you could take the
ready to hide.
You'd take the hide action?
Yeah, I'm planning to use bonus to hide using cunning action.
Yeah, so because you're not moving on your turn, right? You're moving on the dog's turn when the dog moves. You know what I mean? Like you used half of your movement to get on the dog, and now.
Yeah, I thought we were. I thought it would be. Well, the dog would go now. I thought it was kind of synchronized, but I could be wrong. So does he have to ready action hide then?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm just looking at the mounted combat rules right now. So you're splitting your turn, right? Which means in order for you to take your action, the rider must declare a ready action.
Oh. Okay. Well, he can do that. Well, the hide he can't ready a bonus action, right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's obnoxious. I'm sorry to take so much time, everyone.
No, it's me. So.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So, well, in that case, he'll ready action to hide. And instead of casting that spell, he can't do anything else. He can, and it's all dim over there, but not dim over. It's dim everywhere, but dark over by him.
Yeah, it's dim everywhere, but in this back area behind the pillars, it's darkness.
Okay, so I'd be in darkness there too. All right, then he's going to do this. Since you have this ruling, let me restate. He is going to move just himself next to the other person who's hiding next behind that pillar. He'll hide there too, and he'll cast the illusion of the rubble there. So he'll hide in the rubble. To the right of him, I think, is probably, or whatever's behind the demon, so he can't see me, I guess. Seems like there is safe. And then he'll create the illusion of the rubble, and him and the dog will become a rock. And there won't be any need to do mounted combat silliness right now.
Okay.
So,
and then your dog, I'll put the blue gem.
Yeah, it's basically a hollow rock, so we're kind of in the same. We can share a square because.
Okay.
And the rock is basically where he is. So.
All right, sounds good. Then he's in your square with you, but I'll have the blue gem represent you.
Right, and so he says, "I'm out of here," and he disappears in the rock.
Okay.
And do I need to roll a hide action now, or a roll, or do I roll it later when it matters?
Yep. If you're taking the hide bonus action, give me your stealth roll right now.
All right.
21. Okay. And I don't want to move on here just until I get a clear answer, guys. So just give me another couple of minutes, and I apologize for the delay, but I want to make sure that this is right because it. So Jeremy Crawford clarified with his tweet, and he said, a controlled mount has its own turn, but that turn takes place on the same initiative count as the rider's turn. So yeah, if you were to use your movement to get on the mount, and then the mount starts moving, you can't break up the turns, so you would have to use the ready action to do whatever you want to do as you arrive at the trigger.
There's no way to have the mount go first.
Well, you start your turn by mounting him, right? He could go before
but once
you,
I'm mounted, next turn, conceivably, it could go first?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess he's mounted then.
Okay. Yep. That sounds
cool.
good.
Thank you for clarifying all that. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Okay. So we are at Zurich.
So Zurich kind of chuckles at everybody scattering, and he's gonna go ahead and throw his spear at the beast, and then he's gonna move in a diagonal pattern. So I'll go ahead and do a thrown attack.
Okay.
Nope.
Spear sails wide.
And then he's gonna go northwest towards that back corner. So I have a 30-foot speed.
Okay.
So just towards that back right pillar, going where the beast originally came from. He's gonna get away from the groups.
All right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30?
Yeah. And then he has his crossbow on his hip, so free. And correct me if I'm wrong, so free object, I can pull the crossbow now that my hand's free from the spear.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to pull the crossbow. I don't think I said earlier if it was preloaded or not, so
I would
I'll leave it at that for
it's loaded for its first use.
Yeah, I would assume, but I didn't want to. Never assume.
Yeah.
So, and then, he's only 3, so he's not up for his second round of attacks just yet.
Okay, so that ends Zurich's turn?
Yes. Not going to use a bonus action yet.
Okay, Varkin.
Varkin looks around, sees everyone looks at his shield and casts Eldritch Blast. That would be a 1?
Yeah, that blast also goes very wide off to the right, striking the wall behind the creature.
Grumbling at himself, he moves west, his full movement of 20 feet.
Five, 10, 15, 20?
Yep. And then as a bonus action, cast Shield of Faith.
Okay, Shield of Faith cast. That's concentration?
Yes, it is.
There are a couple of effects on some people's characters right now that we might have forgotten. It is a bit more of a slower movement to Hendrik than expected. Not literally, he just looks like he's a little more tired. Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, it's tired because I'm tired.
Okay, that ends round 1, guys. We are at the top of the order for Izera.
I will simply dash, so full 60 feet from the column I'm behind to the one straight north of me.
Okay, sounds good.
Can I just give a high five to the creature? I can't remember is the creature's name there. Yeah, I just want to do a high five as I'm running by. And I'm going to the other side of the column.
Sure. You can burn your reactions or to return the high five if you'd like.
Well, those Zurich's hands are full, so, I mean...
All right.
Drops off his hand.
Does Zurich at least up nod?
Okay, so 60 feet gets you to there.
All right, and I guess that's all I can do.
Okay, dash action. It is now Ruzzy's turn.
Ruzzy's still scattering around trying to pick up his things. He's gonna crawl over to the pillar. Guys, I'm gonna try to get some more intel on this guy. I tell you, these things, they got power beyond our belief. And he's gonna like grab one of his little paper scrolls and he's gonna pull it open and start reading off of it. And he's pointing at the monster. Yeah, I'm gonna dig deep into his arcane magic. These things, they go crazy out here. They go crazy. You gotta be careful. He's gonna dodge action.
Okay. Dodge action.
I'm gonna try to get around the corner of that pillar a little bit more. I think these things they got some sort of darkness magic, or they can control you. Be careful.
Okay, dodge action taken. Crawled around the corner. Any bonus action?
Nope.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Hendrik, it's your turn.
Okay. That was a weird round. I think we are going to... We're in a weird spot right now. I don't like all the grouping. I'm going to look at my allies around me. Okay, if we stay quiet, maybe it won't find us back here. And I'm going to attempt to cast guidance on... It has to be one willing creature. So I'll do it to our big boy back there. What's his name?
Barkin?
Barkin, yeah. So it's just once before, it has to be to a willing creature. Are you willing, Barkin?
Yeah.
Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add that number to one ability check of its choice. It can roll a die before or after making the ability check. This spell then ends.
All right, sounds good. So guidance, that was an action?
Yeah, that'd be an action. And then, it's kind of like right in the middle there. I'm going to move myself behind my two allies, like right by the wall there. There's like that gap in the wall behind us.
Okay.
And move right around there. Yeah, I think that'll be it for Hendrik's turn. As he cautiously looks at the giant fiend in front of us.
And it is now that giant fiend's turn.
Don't remind me.
As it begins to cast once again. As it keeps its eyes on Ruzzy. Or Ruzzy's vicinity.
Uh-oh.
Okay, taking it, Ruzzy.
I can't determine what it is, though, right?
You can give me an Arcana check. Actually, hold on. No, it's just casting. You can't tell what it is.
Good.
Well, yeah.
There you go. No.
Yeah, you're not sure what it is. I mean, you're prone, scrambling around behind a pillar. You don't have a very good line of sight right now.
I'm gonna Fate Sphere, redirect.
Ruzzy uses his second Fate Sphere to redirect the target of the spell. And this time it's heading towards Hendrik.
I'm going to Fate Sphere that.
First Fate Sphere. Oh, Ruzzy.
Oh.
Sorry, Ruzzy.
I'm gonna Fate Sphere.
Oh.
Number 3.
What's there?
Oh no.
Guys, I think I figured out what it's doing. It's coming after me.
I hate to laugh at that, but
Yeah.
That's correct.
Oh no, Ruzzy.
I'm gonna Fate Sphere.
Okay, number 4. I'm gonna wait Varkin's 10 seconds here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, good,
I
good.
should have took my time.
5.
Okay, there
Varkin.
we go.
I'll take it.
Varkin's gonna take it.
A boss.
I don't like how close Market is to us in case this is an AoE thing.
Creature's gonna fly right here to get a better view. And you can see as it's doing its somatic gestures, flames begin to form in its hands. And then it does this motion like it's raising something up, and you see the flames kind of drop down into the ground. And then a wall of fire erupts along Varkin's line. Just one second.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Okay, so Varkin is the only target within the actual area of effect when it was being cast. So Varkin, I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
You got this.
I'm really good at these.
You got this, huh?
12. A 12, unfortunately, is not enough to succeed. As the flames erupt all around you and you find yourself caught in this massive wall of fire, 20 feet high and 1 foot thick. So with that, you take 21 fire damage reduced to 10.
Okay.
And that ends the creature's turn, and it is now Sparky's turn.
Right.
Dave,
And one thing I just want to clarify. So, Sparky, you feel intense heat at your back, and you know that if you don't get out of this space, you're going to be burning by the end of your turn.
Yeah, he's going to try to... So now that he's hidden, he's going to try to attack with advantage with his sling. So he is going to first attack, and then he is going to... Let's see, he has the dog. He can make the dog go first. So it's a question of, do I attack from there? I have an idea. Yeah, so he'll attack with the sling first, and then he plans to bonus action hide again and move. But why don't I do the slingshot first?
Okay, but are you mounted right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So I could conceivably have the dog go first in this case, but I'm not. I do have a question, and this is probably silly, but do you think he could remain hidden behind the dog when it's moving? So he can hide behind a large creature. Can he hide behind it as it's moving? Could he kind of do a mount where you're hanging off the back side of it as he runs away, or is that too much?
So you get total cover behind a creature that is one size bigger than you, right? So yeah, you have total cover.
Can I do it while it's moving?
Pardon me?
Okay. Yeah, okay. So he's planning on letting the dog go second. So he's going to start by attacking, and then hiding behind the dog, and then running away behind a pillar.
Okay.
So, yeah? All right. So he's going to attack away with the sling with advantage, I believe, unless it can see me.
Nope.
Which I don't think it can.
No, it can't.
All right. That is a 17.
17. So your sling, you let loose your, is it like a rock or stone? What?
Yeah, it's a stone bullet. Yeah, it's just a bullet.
It just bounces harmlessly off of the thick hide of this creature.
All right. Then he's going to run. He's going to let the dog take him. And I guess I'll roll the hide while he's sort of trying to hide behind the dog.
Okay.
And the dog should be able to get to that pillar I was trying to get to before. So I can have my own little pillar.
So I'm just gonna, I'll definitely, I'll let you like do the hide because you are behind total cover, but because it's moving and it's a chaotic situation, I'm gonna say it's at disadvantage.
The hide. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, let's do this then. I'm going to stay there, hidden, and I'll let the dog run away.
Okay.
So the dog kind of runs off behind that pillar, and I'll leave myself there, and I'll keep my hide roll as it is. Cool?
Yep, that's fine.
So the dog is a bit of a, and he says, "Get out of here, Lump! It's not safe." And then I guess he does need to move a few feet away from the flames so that he doesn't get hurt. So he will use his move action to how far away does he have to get away from the flames to be safe?
10 feet.
Yeah. Okay. So if he's just where that little white, he just shifts over a little bit. But he doesn't have the advantage of the illusion at this point. He's just using the rock to hide behind.
Okay, sounds good. So you'd have to go to here though, because the heat, you would feel it as you're starting to move away. That it doesn't dissipate until you get to here.
Is that enough to hide?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And then you can move the dog, counter way over there behind that, in the 6 range or whatever.
Okay, you wanted to run this way or?
No, straight up. Yeah, just like past the demon to the right, like that. The one pillar that doesn't have anybody hanging out by it.
Okay.
You can move 80, so it should be enough. There you go. Thanks.
No problem. That ends your turn. Zurich is up.
So I see someone going to the pillar, move to the pillar. I was going towards just a little figure blurring past me as I turn around. Zurik's going to kind of grunt at the passing attempted high five and just turn around and shoot his crossbow at the demon, and then change direction, and he's going to move towards where the mount went. Did you say what the black stone was?
It's just to denote that end of the board is darkness.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to take a shot and he's going to move towards where the mount went this time. So,
light crossbow 18. Your bolt ricochets off of this shoulder scale that's almost like a plate of armor and does not seem to do any damage.
Okay, so yeah, full movement towards the decoy then, the decoy dog.
5, 10, 30.
Yep. And then just reloading the crossbow for either my free or my bonus, whichever we want to count it as.
Okay, Varkin. You are up as you are engulfed in fire at the moment.
I'm going to move directly towards the demon.
5, 10,
Awesome.
20.
And then lift the long sword and scream at him, I didn't like that! And attack. 17.
17. So as you go to swing your sword at its midsection, its mace comes down in a very proficient block and just deflects your sword harmlessly. As you're standing in front of this creature now, you can just get this powerful feeling emanating off of it, of this intense energy and like evil, and it's borderline overwhelming. You're not currently affected by it.
So as a bonus action, probably should have done this first, cast Hexblade's Curse.
Okay, and there's no save for that, correct?
No.
Anything else for Varkin?
That is all for now.
Okay, that brings us to the top of round 3. Izera, it's your turn.
All right. I presume I'm in darkness, or do I need to move from where I am?
You're good where you are.
Okay.
You're on the edge of the darkness right now.
Okay. So I guess if I'm in darkness and if the creature cannot see me, I have advantage on my attack. Correct?
Yep, you don't have advantage on your attack.
Okay.
Glowing
Good
eyes.
information. All right. Well, I'm gonna try to shoot it in the eye.
Okay,
See if it can see me after that.
sounds good. Let's have that attack roll.
So that's 9.
No, your arrow misses
Okay.
the mark as it clatters off the wall harmlessly.
All right. In which case, I think I'm just gonna use the hide action and perhaps roll stealth.
So you attacked for your action?
Yeah, I guess I can't. Yeah, I can't. Can I duck behind take cover behind the pillar if I can't hide?
Yep, you have cover. I mean, we'll say you stepped out to take your shot and stepped back in. So
Okay.
you still are behind total cover.
All right. And that's going to be the end of my turn then.
Okay, Ruzzy.
Okay, he's scrambling around. He's doing his best. He's got his paper scroll that he's reading from. I think it says here. Yeah. I'm detecting some magic. After fire comes the fog. Right. This thing's gonna cast a fog cloud. Watch out, everybody! And I'm gonna cast fog cloud in my area.
Nice. Okay. Can I get a performance or a deception from you on that, just to see if everyone believes you?
Sure. So I will roll with advantage on this, if that still stands.
Yeah, 23. I don't think anyone has a passive perception or passive investigation higher than 23. Okay, fog cloud. Where would you like the fog cloud to apparate?
I'm gonna put the center like a little bit north of the pillar. It'll get me, but it's a little bit more towards the center of the board.
All right, and what's the radius of the fog cloud?
First level, 20 feet.
20-foot radius? Okay, just one second. Use my high quality cardboard.
Right.
I'll be in it.
Okay.
Like it'll be back it up, right, back it. There we go. Yeah.
Back it in.
Back it up,
Now
back it
let's
in.
begin.
Let Ruzzy begin. To everyone else, this creature has now cast Fog Cloud as a legendary action.
You don't know what these things can do.
Okay, Hendrik, you find yourself standing right in front of, luckily, the cool side of this wall of fire.
Perfect. My beard would have taken a torch him.
Yeah.
So for mine, it's going to be real simple. We're going to use Wild Shape, turn into a dire wolf,
Okay.
and I'm going to use my 50 feet of movement to run down to the end of the firewall, like down closer to the fog. I guess that'd be east.
Okay. In that case, because the dire wolf is a large creature.
Oh no.
Oh no. I take damage now.
You do.
Anything skinny?
Just double checking. I don't think that you get a dex save when you enter the wall of fire. I'm just double checking that.
He might technically be able to squeeze and move slowly and avoid
True.
the fire.
That is true.
Yeah, 1 extra foot for every foot it moves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, we'll say that you cast carefully to make sure that you were squeezing. So
Okay, so I'll move 25 feet, sorry, all the way down to the... Should get me fairly far down there?
Remember, you'll still take damage if you're there at the end of your turn.
Oh, crap.
only on the hot side. It's only on one side, which is...
Ah, nice.
It's facing in. I got really lucky and went to the right block.
That would get you to here. I'll leave your
Okay.
miniature in this row.
With that, can I make a perception check to see if I can tell where, is it Rosie that's in the fog cloud? Can I see the fog's kind of burst out?
So the wall of fire is opaque, so you,
Okay,
you
so I
wouldn't have
can't
seen
see
any of that.
past there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that'll be it for my turn.
It's now the creature's turn,
Really crazy explosive turns from me.
and it begins casting once again.
Oh gosh.
Oh, God.
Dice, we talked in that break, Dice, remember? I said, don't target me. Come on, Dice.
Fog does help with dark vision. Like, fog works against dark vision, so...
Well, hopefully I can't be targeted. I don't know. I was hoping to bank on something.
Rosie.
Behind a pillar and in a cloud.
Yeah.
What's the American Sign Language sign for you're screwed?
Okay, so are you
Blur it out. I'll blur it out.
letting whatever happens happen?
Yeah, I gotta take some licks sometimes.
Okay. So within the fog cloud, technically you are blinded?
Heavily obscured.
Yeah, which is equivalent to darkness, so I believe right now you're blinded. So this creature has an intelligence of 22. It knows the dimensions of the room quite well. And it saw where you were and didn't see you emerge from the fire or the fog. So you all, except for Rezi, see a line of flame shoot into that corner and explode outward in a massive explosion as fireball is cast into that corner.
Oh gosh.
So I do need
Jesus.
a dexterity saving throw. And I'm just gonna check to see whether prone affects dex. I mean, I know it helps you for targeted attacks, targeted ranged attacks when you're prone, but no, nothing said about dex save. So I need just a straight dex save from Fuzzy. 12. Does not meet the 21 DC.
Ooh, jeez.
Holy cow.
8d6 fire damage for a total of 23 fire damage.
Ifs.
And he's actually just moving. That ends the creature's turn.
Did he move more than 5 feet away from me?
Nope, he's still engaged with you.
Okay.
Yep. He's just on the diagonal. So that makes it Sparky's turn.
Oh, boy.
And before you do your turn stuff, starting your turn within 20 feet of the creature. So this aura that he's projecting of just evil dominance is overwhelming. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this fear?
It is.
Cool. I'm a hobbit. I get advantage, so I got a 10. That's fine. I don't mind. That was. Oh, it didn't get my advantage. Okay, let me roll again.
Oh, it did too. It did your 9 and then 10 separately.
Okay.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah,
those are wisdom checks though, so it actually doesn't count. You can roll a wisdom save at advantage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did the wrong thing.
It's
my
okay.
bad.
It's all right.
Do it. 21.
There you go. So you not only are you not frightened by this creature, you're actually immune to this aura for the next 24 hours.
I ain't scared of nothing.
All right. Well, I think he's going to use his. He's still stealthed. Yeah. The night was a 19 enough to keep him stealthy.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, he'll do another sling attack. It just feels like the right thing to do here. 24.
24 does hit. Not a crit,
All
but
right.
it does strike the creature.
All right, and he'll get some sneakies. So I will roll damage for that. And I didn't tell you what else I planned on doing, but he does plan on running into the fog and hiding again after this.
Okay.
So let me just roll damage. It counted the sneak attack damage. Did it include? Oh, it did the 2d6. Wow, garbage roll on the sneak.
11 total?
Looks like, what is it? Yeah, 11 total.
Non-magical?
Unfortunately, no.
Non-magical bludgeoning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can he get into the fog with 5? Think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Yep.
So move him in right on the edge of the fog ring, and then I will use my bonus action to hide in the fog.
Okay. Let's have that. Stealth 17. Okay, so that's the end of Sparky's turn. Zurich.
So Zurich's going to keep moving towards the mount, where the mount's just hiding, apparently. But he's going to fire another shot with his crossbow.
Okay, so you're shooting first?
At the creature. Nope.
No, not even close. The bolt ricochets off the wall behind him. And you want to move towards that pillar in the darkness?
No, towards the blue gem where the mount is hiding.
Yep. So this whole area, though, is darkness.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. So 5, 10, 30 to here?
Yeah. Just directly opposite of the creature.
Yep. There you go.
That's it.
Okay, Varkin.
Varkin is going to stare daggers into this demon.
Before you do that,
say,
you're starting your turn within 20 feet, so I need that wisdom saving throw for his fear aura.
14.
14.
Oh wait, I have disadvantage on my wisdom saves.
Yeah, I mean it missed anyway, but
yeah. 16 for that one, so 14.
So just being in the presence of this incredibly powerful creature, you are frightened. You can no longer willingly move closer to it. I mean, you're engaged, and all of your ability checks are at disadvantage, and I believe your attack rolls are at disadvantage as well. Anything else for Varkin? Oh, you're starting your turn now.
Start my turn.
Yep.
I'm going to head 2 strikes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and strike. First attack, see if it hits. That's a 15. And now to disadvantage, a 9.
No, it just brings its mace down again and blocks your attack.
Varkin just shouts, "I hate you!" And I will end my turn.
We begin round 4. Izera.
Okay, I will take one of my +1 arrow. I'll just hit normal and add 1.
Yeah. 16.
Shucks.
Your magical arrow goes wide.
Okay, I'll remove 1 and I'll say, "Shoo!" and I'll hide back behind a column and pass on the turn to next one.
Ruzzy, it is your turn.
Okay, well, finally scrambling to his feet. Charred, burned.
Wait, one question for you. The fog cloud, is that a concentration?
Yes.
That was missed before. So we might have to do a little rewind here. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 10 or half the damage taken, which I think was 23. You made the save, so no harm done. Yeah.
Right, to maintain the fog cloud. Mm-hmm.
But Nick, I would have let you redo your turn, or your...
I believe you would have.
Okay.
Right. I cast fog cloud and I had to make a deception check at the same time. Okay, just because I had advantage on persisting friends, and they're both concentration, but I guess friends would have fell off and fog cloud would have gone on simultaneously.
It would have.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so charred, burned, pulling out the last remaining hairs on his head. He's going to finally scramble to his feet in the fog cloud, using the pillar kind of, as a guide, circling around. Would he have any idea about who's in this fog cloud or who's entering? Does he have any idea? He can't see anything.
Sparky didn't have a line to say. Is there anything Sparky could be like, "You all right, buddy?" or anything like that to kind of let him know that he's nearby?
Sure. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
So you know that Sparky's nearby, but you don't know if anyone else is in the cloud, and you don't know the source of the attack, although you can probably guess.
Sure. Okay. I just want to check something. So he's going to come around the pillar, using his hands to bring him more to the center of the room towards Sparky.
But
So I guess half movement to get up, and I have half movement.
yep. So
My move speed's 25, so half that was what?
yeah, 12.5. 17.5. 22.5. And then you don't have enough to get into the next square.
Okay, not much I can do here. I can't cast out of this because it's heavily obscured, so I don't have any sight in.
You could, unless it's a spell that you need to be able to see the target. I mean, you have your hand. I mean, you know where the pillar is, so you're oriented in the room, I would say, but you still need to be able to see targets for those type of spells.
Fine, then I'll go back the other way, where I got up, and I'll leave the fog cloud from where I originally stood up, instead of going deeper into the cloud.
Okay, so you've used 15 to get up, and you want to move like backwards, or?
Yep, just out into the cloud so I can just get some fresh air and breathe and see. And
yep, there you go. So your fog cloud extends all the way to the wall on this side, and then you have the flames on this side. You can just barely see a dire wolf crushing itself into the wall, desperately trying to stay out of the flames.
Although technically, it might make a difference that the flame is burning some of that. It might make it so he can actually have line of sight to the demon.
Yeah, so I'll check fog cloud and does it specifically mention that flames burn it away?
It doesn't.
I don't think it does actually. Yeah, actually, never mind.
Just
a wind of moderation.
Yeah.
Wind.
It says a wind.
Otherwise, that fireball would have done it. So I'm wrong.
Okay, so we're back to Ruzzy.
Yeah, there's not much he can do right at this point because he's literally backed into a corner. So he's gonna make eyes to this dire wolf and just kind of, ow, what do you got, Sparky? What do you got, Fido? And he's gonna dodge.
Okay, dodge action.
What round is this?
This is 4.
I'm gonna actually cast suggestion on Hendrik.
Excuse me.
Okay. So if you can just read out, is suggestion a wisdom save?
It is a wisdom save.
Okay, so Hendrik, if you could just make a wisdom save, please. 25, natural 20.
Well, wise old man.
That's right.
Oh man, they really wanted to go out there, but
I don't
got a
feel
better
very
idea.
suggested. I don't like that you turned it on me, boy.
I was like, you really want to go fight that demon, buddy? You gotta just go head out. And clearly you are of iron will.
Okay, so suggestion was cast as an action.
I will do it subtly, so no vocal or somatic components.
Okay.
I think these demons are trying to control us. Using my meta magic feat, it'll be done subtly, so
Okay.
I don't know if it can be concealed that way, but hopefully he doesn't realize where it's coming from.
Yep. So that's no verbal for subtle?
No verbal, no somatic.
Okay, yeah, then he would not have known that you were up to no good. Hendrik's turn in Direwolf Farm.
Okay, I'm gonna use the movement to get to the end of the wall. The careful movement. So it should be like right at the end, I think.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna use an action to dash 50 feet down the room. I'll probably give like a stare over at Ruzzy because I can't really do much to help him. But like let off a howl and then like kind of tilt my nose towards the direction I'm heading. Yeah, I'm going that way.
Okay, sounds
And I'm sure to move 50 feet down that way.
5, 10, 50 would get you to here.
Sure. Because you might like to be in a corner, but I do not. And since that's an action, I can't do anything else.
Okay. Creature's turn. As round are we in here? 4. It taps its mace on its hand, and you see its tail whip around, and it like shakes out, and its claws become a little bit longer as it looks around at you all to see who it is going to engage with. I rolled a 4, which would be Sparky.
It's not a 3 this time.
Fate Sphere.
Fate Sphere, okay. Sparky uses second
You guys got them too?
Fate Sphere. Zera.
I think I'll burn one of those spheres as well.
First Fate Sphere being used. Zurich.
Yeah, I'll burn one this time.
Zurich used his second Fate Sphere. Hendrik in Direwolf Farm.
I'm going to use a Fate Spear.
Second Fate Sphere being used.
Begins.
TSM Turning Point. Sparky.
Yeah. Fate Sphere.
Number 3. Sparky.
God damn it.
Doesn't like us little guys.
No.
I gotta use it. I don't want to take any chances.
Okay, number 4 is used.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. You waited for that last one, right? Yeah.
Hendrik.
Burning a Fate Sphere.
Number 3.
We're gonna have nothing left.
Hendrik again.
I'll do it again.
Number 4.
Holy cow, get off me.
Everyone is feeling the heat. Ruzzy.
That's where it belongs.
Yeah. We all know that's what we were trying to get at. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, you should. I suggest you take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it.
Ruzzy is going to take it.
Damn artist over there.
Looking over into the corner. It can't see you. Didn't see you emerge. So it's gonna fly. One sec here. So he will drop the wall of fire, ending the concentration that I didn't have marked anyway. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. C. 30, 35. There's a 60 fly speed.
Oh God.
Going to
I'm glad I got out of that corner.
posit himself.
And before he leaves, can I get a reaction?
Yep. Yeah, you definitely can, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. One shot him.
Yeah. with my disadvantage of my attack roll, let's see what happens. First is a 15, and then a natural 1. So.
Yeah, his tail flicks out and like smacks your hand just as you're about to strike him, and the attack misses. So he kind of swoops down between the pillars. He does fly by Sparky, but I think you're blind right now.
I'm in the, I wouldn't, and I only have a sling out right now, so I'm not going to hit him with my sling.
Okay. He lands beside.
He feels the beating of the wings and like goes, yeah, and kind of.
Oh yeah, his presence would be.
He's like bracing for it. He doesn't know he's not the one who's going to be attacked, so he's just bracing for it.
Okay, as the multi-attack action begins, there's only one target nearby. The first one is a bite. 32 to hit.
Oh no. Oh buddy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't think that hits.
The piercing damage is 21.
Ruzzy's getting mauled to death.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Or Ruzzy.
Okay.
Resurrection.
A 20, just not enough. As you feel this bite chomp down onto your shoulders, this black ichor seeps into your wounds, and you feel it start to burn throughout your body. And you are poisoned.
I am at 0. I am dead. At this point, I will try to Strength of the Grave. And I will make a Charisma saving throw, 5 plus the damage taken. So what was that? I can't even make this.
Oh, jeez.
Nice. Perfect for Ruzzy.
All right.
So I am dying.
So the poison does not do any extra damage right now. He will, however, take a claw attack at advantage. Which will do 23, which is a crit, which automatic. It's not enough to kill you outright, but it is enough to take up 2 of your death save fails.
Excellent.
And for the next and potentially final attack, the mace is raised high above his head as he prepares to slam it down into your unconscious form. Because...
It's spear.
What's that?
Hit the pillar.
The fog cloud is no more.
It's gone, yeah. Sparky's like, what?
Yeah, okay. So hit...
The horror. Oh, God.
For 16 bludgeoning and a bunch of fire damage, 20. So 36 total. It's enough to kill Ruzzy outright unless, Alex, do you know anything within the rules of Crucible of Fate that could save you at this time?
I've done my duty to this point to live a full Ruzzy life.
Man.
Except not spending these last fate spears.
Good fight, buddy.
Actually, how many do you have left? You do have 2. You could always go for a divine intervention.
Ooh. What will that entail?
That would be a D100 roll for each of your fate spheres you have remaining, and you just need to get under a 3 on a D100.
Sure. What do I got to lose, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
84.
Right.
Final roll.
This is it, folks.
97.
That's the opposite.
Yeah.
Roll high, right? D20 system, roll high.
Right. So if we take the 100, then minus what you just rolled.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the 3.
Well, Alex, man, Ruzzy was a phenomenal character, still is. You role-played the hell out of it. Very entertaining. You're doing a bunch of really cool things that I can't wait for people to see when the episode premieres. Unfortunately, Ruzzy has been eliminated from the Crucible of Fate.
I have a suggestion that you play him again.
Definitely.
There's another season.
Yeah.
Playing with you guys.
Well, the PvP stuff is getting close, right? We only have 2 more episodes until we start the PvP. So if you do want to try again, you can even bring another character. You don't have to use the same character. It's up to you. We're going to be doing 9 6-person showdowns, whatever you want to call it. And 2 people will survive each of those to earn a spot back into either episode 19 or 20, or to be kind of on the bench for round 2, for if someone can't make it, you get drafted up. So I hope that you'll want to compete in that, but thank you very much for playing. Unfortunately, a pit fiend got a hold of you in the corner alone. So
I was waiting for those big attacks earlier on and just decided to wait to the end.
Okay, man, I'm going to check in with you tomorrow, and for now, though, I'm going to have to say goodbye.
My fate is sealed.
Indeed. It has been crucibled.
See you guys.
Okay, see you, Alex.
Take care.
So, in this moment, portals open beside all of you. As a free action and in initiative order, you can choose to enter to return to the Fate's Hand Tavern. So, Izera, do you wish to go through your portal now or remain behind?
I feel like I want to go and run to try to recover my +1 arrow, which would be potentially at the other side of the room there. But that's really scary. Is there a portal I could then exit there, or would I then need to cross the room again to a different portal to exit?
So you have to go through your own portal.
So it's basically right now it's in the corner that I'm standing.
It's right beside you, yeah. If you choose to stay, I'll put down a marker for where it is so that you know exactly where, but it's right beside you.
Okay. In which case, then I'm going to... Let's see. I think I'm going to cast...
Nope. This is just...
oh, no, I can't do it.
This is just me asking if you want to go through the portal as a free action. We're still following initiative order for the actual encounter, but...
Sure. Yeah. Okay, I can't do a bonus action, so I will exit then.
Okay, you're going to take off. So... Zara leaves the battlefield. Hendrik.
I'm going through the portal.
Hendrik is going through the portal.
I'll give like a nod and a salute off to the burned, cut up body of our friend and leave.
Sparky.
I'll stay.
Sparky is choosing to stay. Zurich.
I think I'm next.
Zurich's just going to snort rather frustratedly, and he'll go through.
Portal.
Does Lump get a portal too?
Yeah, he would leave when you leave. Unless you want him to leave right away. I mean, no, he'll just leave when you leave. You want him
Yeah,
to...
that's fine.
Tell you what, he's a living creature with an initiative count. We'll give him a portal. It's right beside him. Do you want him to go through?
Sure.
Okay. So Lump goes through.
Get out of here, Lump! It's not safe!
So it's just Varkin, I believe.
I think so. Barkin looks at the demon, wants to attack him, but his legs will not move any closer, and just gritting his teeth, walks through the portal.
Varkin has left the battle. Okay, so that ends the free action opportunity to leave. The creature has flown 60 feet. Does have one attack left, which is its tail, which is a 10-foot attack. There's no one in range. So it is finished. Sparky, it is your turn, and you find yourself all alone on an empty battlefield with the body of Ruzzy and a pit fiend.
I will be rolling that body. I don't know if I have a passive investigation of 15. I don't know if that tells him anything, but he'd like to see if he can pull anything interesting off the body with his mage hand.
Okay.
And that's a bonus action, mage hand Legiernamane.
Yep, got you. Okay.
Let me know what you want me to roll. Is it a sleight or a investigation?
Sleight? Well, actually, the choice, first of all, just do a perception check and a d4, because that's our standard for looting a body.
And a d4, all right. Perception was not great.
Okay, so you would get to pull one item. So just taking a quick glance at the body of Ruzzy.
And can I use my action, burn my action, to do another kind of roll to see if I can look?
Yep.
Okay. And I'll still have an action to get out. I just have to move into the portal, right? I don't have.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll do another perception check with my other action.
Okay, go for it.
I rolled another 8. I rolled another 8.
Okay. So you can choose to grab something off of his body, his backpack.
I'll say body.
Or pouch.
I'll say, ooh.
But the pouch, it looks like he didn't actually put anything in it, so I don't want to lead you.
Empty pouch? No, body seems like the obvious thing, so.
Yeah. Then just from where you are, looking over, he's got his fine clothes, which would obviously take a long time to pull off. He's got a dagger, a rod, and a signet ring of some sort.
He'll take the rod. I think.
Yeah, he's incapacitated, so he fell down. The rod's just on the ground.
All right, he'll grab the rod and pull it towards him with the mage hand and get the hell out of there.
Okay, just for clarity, so when you cast mage hand as a bonus, it's what's the range of your spell? 30 feet?
It is 30. Yeah.
Okay,
30.
no problem.
That's enough.
So then you grab it, and how far can you move it?
Let me see. Control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door. You can move the hand up to 30 feet each time.
30 feet, okay.
So I would be able to move it to me, I think.
Yep, no problem. So you're able to have it bring the rod back to you.
And he says, "Spare the rod and spoil the child." That's what they always told me.
Excellent. And you step through?
Yeah.
All right, well done. In that case, you have all survived Hunter and Hunted.
Yay!
As you all emerge from the portals, you see Thermgul smiling, waiting for all of you, having just watched exactly what he wanted and needed to see. Welcome back, everyone, and congratulations for surviving Hunter and Hunted. This was no small feat given your adversary, and I hope you enjoyed the little tour I gave you of a very interesting part of our little multiverse. I am very proud of all of you, and I look forward to seeing you compete in Escape the Room and Split the Party. Is there anything you would like to say before we move on?
That was real scary.
Anyone want a maple treat?
It was scary, Sparky?
A little bit.
Good.
I mean,
Good. Now you're that much stronger, now that you've witnessed this, huh? Little lesson learned.
Varkin looks down at his sword and looks up. I need better weapons.
Hendrik could cough up a furball from being a wolf.
I understand your plight, Varkin. We'll see what we can do in the future. You still have some gold, no?
Yeah.
And you're
I got gold.
You're still able to count said gold?
You can help, right?
Sure, I'll gladly count out your gold for you. You can trust me.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. At any rate, we have finished our episode for the day, and I salute your courage and your ability to withstand being in the presence of such a magnificent being. Congratulations to all of you, JJ, Brett, Nick, Casey, and Albini. You guys have survived part 1 of episode 16, and congratulations. That's fantastic.
Good job, guys.
And we will see you guys next week, and I hope all of you enjoy a nice long rest. Take care, everyone.
See ya.
bye.